and she said I wasn't gonna get. Oh. So, walking around just isn't cool enough for you anymore? Maybe you'd like to try to ride the subway. Hey guys, yeah, I got a new pair of shoes. They're kind of Rastafarian, aren't they? Today we're going to be talking about the subway in China and in Hong Kong, and we're going to be exploring the differences in the rails on both sides of the border. So, let's go! So, Hong Kong and Shenzhen. Hong Kong being the former British colony, and Shenzhen being the sexy co-ed that moved in next door. Basically, the Laverne and Shirley of the Far East. Yeah, ask your parents. Even though these two busting metropolises are technically neighbors, in my opinion, there's not a lot of similarity between the two.
Hey man, nice ride, wanna race?
So we're comparing public transportation in Hong Kong and public transportation on the mainland in China. And yes, I realize that was a bit of an exaggeration for effect, but the truth is both Shenzhen and Hong Kong have equally modern public transportation systems, although some of them on the mainland may seem a bit outlandish. So Shenzhen has 149 metro stops, while Hong Kong has 155. So in Hong Kong, no surprises here, as there are bikes for blocks before you can get into the metro. And once you do, expect it'll be somewhat crowded before you can board a train. However, before you get on the train, you are going to need a ticket. Both Hong Kong and Shenzhen metros use a stored value ticket. Now I'll be discussing the single serving tickets you can buy on the fly later. This is the Octopus, the Hong Kong stored value ticket, and of course the kids version. And this is the Shenzhen Tong stored value card for the mainland. Using a stored value card is pretty simple. You prepay however much cash you'd like on the card and then swipe it whenever you get on and off the train. Your fare is automatically deducted and your new balance displayed as you leave the turnstiles. So let's talk about the Hong Kong Metro, the MTR as it's called here. Not only are the cars modern and clean several times a day, they keep a pretty tight schedule too, with trains arriving every 2 to 5 minutes during peak hours. Of course, by peak hours, I mean pretty much any time of the day, as you can usually forget about finding a seat, as the crowds are often thicker than most of the Ryan Lochte Olympic jokes. Just look at this guy, he can't believe it either. The Hong Kong Metro is fast too, going from one side of the former colony to the other in, well, less time than it takes this guy to feel up his girlfriend on a public train. Well, once the train arrives at the terminus, people in Hong Kong tend to leave the train as fast as they boarded, in a mass exodus. So, once you've traveled as far as you can in Hong Kong, it's not only time to leave the train, it's time to leave the country. The Hong Kong Metro exits straight into the Lowu port and border into mainland China. Once your passport is stamped and you've crossed the bridge, you're officially in mainland China and in Shenzhen. You know you've arrived in Shenzhen when you see the taxi drivers lining outside the border building saying, "Taxi? Taxi? Where you go?" Unless you enjoy handing over stacks of cash, it's usually best just to ignore them and head straight down the escalator into the Shenzhen Metro. Alright, once again it's ticket time, which in Shenzhen means a good 20 minutes standing in line to use the automated Metro token machines. Fortunately, these machines are pretty easy to use, and yes, they're also in English. Don't know where you're going? Thankfully, the automated token machine also has a complete Metro map in English as well. Of course, you could bypass this step and the wait completely if you care to purchase one of the Shenzhen Tong stored value cards I discussed earlier. Stored value card or token. Getting on the Shenzhen Metro is the same as its Hong Kong counterpart. Swipe your card or hold your green Metro token over the scanner until it recognizes you and beep, you're in. The major difference between the two metro systems here is you are required to scan your bags airport style before getting on the train. Now, depending on where you enter the metro, it's always worth the wait for a fresh train to get a seat, particularly at the terminus of the line. Like Hong Kong, a complete metro map is available everywhere, including an illuminated map inside the train that shows what stations you've already passed. So as far as metros go, the Shenzhen Metro is actually pretty clean, well organized, and they are fast. While I'm not quite sure what star wrist means, the nice thing about the Shenzhen Metro is it seems to be less crowded than the Hong Kong Metro. Exiting the metro is the same procedure as entering. Deposit your metro token or slide your stored value card over the scanner and you're free to go. In conclusion, the metros of both Shenzhen and Hong Kong are quick, safe, and quite clean too. In fact, other than this one guy leaving his tea bottle behind, I didn't see one piece of litter anywhere on the train. And that, my friends, is just awesome.
Well, hey, I appreciate you guys joining me for a look at the rails on both sides of the border. As with everything, make sure to...
Wait, Dad! Do the ultra slow-mo underwater scene!
The ultra slow-mo water scene?
Woof.
Why so serious?
Really, as far as metros go,
Faux shizzle. Why did I say that? Tonight's episode of Snarky White Guy is 400% more snoop-tastic. As with everything,
Don't forget to wear pants!